Testing, testing. Okay. Hopefully people arrive here soon. Let's see. That's a new person. Hello, one near. Oh wait, no, this is Death Ray. Oh, that's a new person. Heater. Hello. Hey Speed. Hey Zuar. Hey White Despair. Sorry guys. Sorry for the delay. Like I was having a lot of glitches getting this thing going. Oh, a lot of people showed up all at once. Hey, Mr. Amon. Just give me a sec. I'm trying to just get these last few things set up. It's just been a lot. Oh, hey, Ty. Ah, there we go. Okay, there we go. Anyway, guys, we'll maybe hopefully keep it short today because I recently got the vaccination and it is wrecking me. Like the second one is wrecking me, but like quite bad. Man, it sucks. And then like it's still a heat wave, and now there's wildfires. It's a horrid time. Hey, Miguel. But yeah, it's gonna be otherwise pretty chill. I hope you guys are all well. I hope no one's being affected by wildfires actually, because that sucks. In my area, I might only be affected by hail, like really bad hail. Ugh. Oh, hey, Animamus. And then, yeah, guys. So, what's up? What are we talking about today? What's going on? And in the meantime, I'll be playing this in the background. This second shot was easier than the first for me. Oh, that's cool, Speed. That's cool. There, where let me. I will definitely say, like, they're all over. Like, I think there's over, like, 200 in Canada right now. There's, like, yeah, I think 200 wildfires in Canada is the right number. I think. 1 second. Oh, and thank you, White Despair. You see the new Rick and Morty? Yeah, Ty, man. Oh, jeez. But yeah, man, I saw the new Rick and Morty. It was, I didn't care for the Morty segment, but I cared a lot for the Rick segment. I found the Rick segment to be really good. Close had an anime confirmed. Whether it's another movie or TV show, we don't know. Yes, I saw that bit of news. Animamus. Still waiting for Beastars Season 2. Yes. I was gonna say, like, I remember the ending of Beastars, but that's because I read the manga. Hey, Viz. Let's see. Remember, okay, so White Despair said, I remember when I got my second and it knocked me down for the day. Yeah, like, so I got it on Sunday. And then, was it Sunday? Yeah, I think I got it on Sunday. And then Sunday was tough in general. And then Monday was whatever, which was yesterday. And then today is still, like, quite a bit is still, like, left over. So it's just been a while. Anyone here since the one that leaked? Season 5. Oh no, that's not the one that Ty and I would have watched recently, right? With the Hell guys, the Hell Pain guys. Poor Jerry, he's treated so bad. At least it's not as bad as previous seasons. Yeah, like that one was pretty tame. Like this time is just cringe. So any predictions for next chapter of Jujutsu Kai? No, Chris. I gotta like go back and read. I feel like it's just gonna go back to Yuji and them, and then just do more. Going into the game. I don't think we're gonna see Maki for a little bit, but if, well, I don't know, we might go back to Maki in general. Oh, great, Omar. I like the, but basically everything else I like sub. What do you like? Oh, common. I like subbed because I can watch it at 1 point or like 2 times the speed, and I can read faster than I can listen. So, yeah, sub is just easier for me. So I think I've talk to everyone here properly. And guys, in the meanwhile, we're playing a Snoop game. Hopefully Skelly shows up, because the only reason we have this game is because of him. Hard to know how many fires there are, since some merged to be one bigger. Yes, I got the second 5 hours ago. I'm feeling it right now. Let's see about tomorrow. Oh, I got just OCL. Yeah, no. So yesterday was the worst, where it was, I think I had a fever, but I was working on projects. So I worked through the fever and didn't realize it until today when I'm just feeling sore and tired. Hopefully like we don't have to get too many booster shots. I know that the media is fear-mongering about the Delta variant, but it's like when you look at the statistics on the Delta variant, the numbers are quite alright. Like, they're not the worst, and the people who are getting it, yeah, people are still getting the Delta variant, but a lot of them aren't dying from like what I saw from the recent statistics. Hopefully the media doesn't make this into a clown show and fear-monger just because they need ratings. Oh dear God, White Despair. There weren't anything interesting in the online Hero Academia community? Oh, come on, man. You did fail. How is everyone well against it? Yeah, I'm still waiting for that to update, man. Anyway, these people, the dinosaurs are talking about just bad times. Last time we were playing this game, there was a concert and it was just really bad. Everyone sucks. So everyone's just kind of moping around. There's going to be a new Yu-Gi-Oh game for all platforms called Master Duel. Oh, okay. Why is every manga taking a 14-day break? Oh, common. This is just something that happens. Like, there's a couple of double issues a week. Or, sorry, a couple of double issues a year. We must be around... Oh, wait. It might also be because of the Tokyo Olympics. The Olympics might be a reason for the break. Oh, you want... Guys, actually. You want to talk about a community that's going crazy right now? Okay, listen. The most recent chapter of Baki Do, so B-A-K-I-D-O-U, Baki the Grappler. So if you know Baki the Grappler, it's that series, Baki Do. Okay, the most recent chapter has quite a lot of the subreddit for Baki, so like in general the Baki fans, just kind of really talking, and I found it to be a really hilarious chapter. It's a very meme-worthy chapter. But it's also very disgusting. Like, I'm laughing because of how audacious it is. I'm laughing in the sense, like, in RimWorld, you do really crappy things. But if you want to check out something, and you're okay with, like, really disturbing content, and when I say disturbing, I mean, like, intellectually disturbing, and you're okay with the idea of violation of another person, like, check out the chapter, and you can also go check out the subreddit, just for, like, everyone that's talking about it. Like, that recent chapter of Baki Do is just, it was interesting. I wasn't expecting it, and now, after that chapter, like, the people on the subreddit are just talking like, yo, is the fat man about to get violated aggressively? It's very interesting. For those that don't know about Baki, the author just exaggerates a lot, and he does, like, everything in Baki is just a consistent scale of escalation, and now escalation has reached a point where it's just, you're seeing full-on some crazy things in order to keep the rhetoric up, in order to keep some characters in that legendary status. Anyway, I'll go back to reading what you guys are saying. So, 80% of the community is just going on about how the anime is the worst thing ever and that it's unforgivable, terrible trash, and all the other words for bad. Honestly, they sound like a bunch of drama queens. Oh, I should go read what the My Hero Academia community is saying. Like, man, I don't know. I don't really care. Like, the anime, we know that the anime, well, with joint training is a downtime arc, right? It's good for stories to have downtime, but it's anime. Just enjoy it. You don't need to have an adrenaline rush every single time. Things have to get set up. It's just something that happens. I guess it's just adrenaline. It's just chasing adrenaline. Did you reach the one shot that the author of Chainsaw Man made? Yes, I did. I read the one shot, and I thought it was... Oh, that's a really aggressive word. Yeah, there we go. I thought that was very nice. At the beginning, I kind of wish it didn't go the sad route, but I like the idea of like the alternate timeline. But I really wish it didn't go the sad route. Like, I wish we could have had like a nice story of rivalry and it going all the way till they were like seniors and all that, and just be a nice reflection on the idea of it being a very down-to-earth thing. But then throwing in something as crazy as the axing, and mind you, like the ending there where the guy was complaining about plagiarism and attacking an art school because of plagiarism, you know what that's in reference to. That's reference into the KyoAni fire, which, you know what, you can't, if you want to show a moment about that, then sure, I respect that, but as like a standalone story, you know, from the way that it started at the beginning, I would have liked it to kept grounded. And mind you, again, the attacks like that are real in the real world. So in that sense, it's grounded because it's something that happens in the real world. But statistically, it's more likely that you're going to be attacked by a shark than you are going to be caught in that kind of scenario. So, you know, at the end of the day, like, there wasn't, like, the message at the end of the chapter became more about tragedy strikes, and then it was the tragedy that was used was one that referenced a real world tragedy. You know, it's just, I had to switch my brain from one perspective to another perspective, which is nothing wrong with that. But I think I would have personally enjoyed seeing something that was consistent all the way throughout. But it was still, I think, a pretty nice one shot. I'm trying to be very careful here because, you know, there's respecting the things that are being referenced, and then there's talking about, well, you know, what purpose does this serve at the end of the day? It's just like when you use such a big tragedy like that, like it changes the conversation of like, or it changes how you should be looking at a piece of work, because it's just so loud what that particular route does. Regardless, it was a nice little way to spend 10 minutes regardless. Manga translator is short-staffed these days. So it looks like the villain for the movie going to overload every quirk for the movie and possibly try to kill them. Oh, okay. Only thing I know about the here is everyone's hating the anime. Even Chibi made a video on not liking the anime. The villain stands are annoying for the anime, yeah. Hey, Skell. So even Chibi... Ooh, maybe we should watch what Chibi said. What do you guys think? Should we like listen to what Chibi's opinions are? It's gonna ultimately come back to the conversation of what's entertaining and what isn't. Probably. Cause like, you know, I did the research for the comparison videos for the 2 episodes before the filler episode, and those 2 episodes, they're actually not really missing a lot. It was actually kind of interesting. I only got like maybe 5 changes for each episode, and they are not significant changes. Mind you, there was one spot where it's just like the timeline is so out of whack that they don't even know what they're doing for one spot. Okay, there we go. Let's see. The media was shown to still be a thing in my... What if Izuku escapes and the media fear-mongers the battle? Maybe. We'll have to see how that goes. I just read chapter 1 of One Piece. Time to waste 12 days of my life watching the anime. Alright, they're finished with the removal plan, and now we're starting to get into the meaty part of part 2 season 2. Yeah, I just watched that part as well. I fell off Bakido after Musashi got introduced. Yeah, like, Bakido is, like, in the sumo stuff right now. Yeah, all of them are basically complaining about how My Hero Academia has been ruined. Personally, I'll reserve my judgment until I see the arc, but maybe I'm just crazy. Yeah, pretty much. Like, I've said this before, but what Villain Academia does is that... or the anime adaptation, what it 100% does, and you don't have to be a dick about it, it removes the tension. Because remember when Villain Academia was going on, we thought Toga might have died, right? We know that this is the case. When you see Toga dying in the anime now, or when you see her in a really critical position, you're going to be able to say, oh, it doesn't matter because the villains get through it in the end, because we saw them in this particular spot later, right? That's right now the thing that Villain Academia has lost in comparison to the manga. And you know what? If you're going to criticize the anime on, like, you ruined the tension, that I think that's a fair criticism. But there's a, like, once you move past that, there's still other things that the anime can do to maintain some kind of surprise, right? It's just, it's changing where exactly the tension is. Now, the question is, like, is the anime actually smart enough to know how to deal with it? I don't know. Now, mind you, they're doing something so drastic. Listen, like, usually Shonen Jump, and this is how it works for anime, they have a supervisor. Someone from Shonen Jump is supervising this thing. I think it would be a little bit, it would be a little bit hasty to think that it's only the anime that said to make this change. I think that idea is maybe not the correct one to have, because these kind of changes, I don't believe the anime went rogue on this one. I feel it's more likely that someone in Shonen Jump said, yeah, make some changes here. And if Shonen Jump, in this theory, if this is true, if Shonen Jump made changes here, that's saying something about what Shonen Jump itself thinks about Villain Academia. If Shonen Jump is the one that went in and pulled executive right on this one, it's because they don't think that arc is going to work for their target audience. So think about that. And the reason I can bring this up is because this is a business. And Shonen Jump wants to maintain their properties. They want to protect their properties. When it looks at the light novels, the light novel adaptations all have supervisors. Like Katakoa. Katakoa has supervisors that are there to coordinate with the anime studios. I sincerely doubt that these people have been given free reign. I mean, mind you, they might have been told, like, hey, do whatever you want, but that's still Shonen Jump signing off on it. Because, like, with Promised Neverland, what happened was that manga was over, and they told them, like, yeah, anime project, just get it done. And those guys probably were given the direction to just try and make the story work as best as they could. And then we end up with Promised Neverland Season 2. Point is, I don't think this is just the anime studio's fault. I think this is a decision that's going deeper into the Shonen Jump echelons. But that would be my theory on it, based on what I understand from the anime industry up to now. Did you see Space Jam 2? Oh, no, I haven't seen it yet. Hey, we got that. What's your favorite My Hero Academia arc? Gentle, probably. Actually, I don't know. Maybe Gentle. Maybe Gentle. Problem is, their crying is doing more damage than the arc swap. I agree. Just feels like history repeat. We all remember when everyone's complaining about how the Endeavor versus fight was rushed, ruined, and the anime is going to care about Endeavor's character. What do you guys think the villain's quirk will be for the movie? I don't really think about it too much. Maybe quirkless. Even if Luffy, Leon, some Gear 5 or more hockey-based stuff, in what world would that be enough to be Kaido? And this is me before I know anything of Kaido. Yeah, no, Omar, that's like the reaction that most people have at that stage. That's still the reaction we have. Yeah, why the heck is everyone saying that joint training has action, it's competition, their improvement it's got the adrenaline prop progression. Then we got 1A's big 3 learning from the hero. That's epic stuff. Yeah, I know. I would agree with that. Like, it's just because the villains aren't around. If you want, then go for it. Okay, I saw people literally saying should be an entire season by itself. Oh, well, it's what, 20 something chapters? Yeah, even if you adapt 2 chapters per episode, that's not a whole season. Speaking of Shonen Chill didn't have anything I felt wanted. Oh, okay. It would probably be boring just watching, not having anything to discuss, really. Yeah. Okay, King of Lightning video was interesting since he's an anime only. Oh, okay. A lot seem to be bored since there's a lot of soon bad things will come, and they don't have the context of what exactly is coming. Manga readers knew about how big the threat looming evil is because of My Hero Academia, but they still think Shigeru's a bum in an abandoned house. Now he has white hair. Yes, okay, interesting. That's an interesting thing there. This could have gone right up to Horikoshi. Yeah, I want to be careful with Horikoshi, just because, like, he's probably aware of it, but there's nothing so far that says that Horikoshi had any big input. Like, he might have been told that the anime is going to change some stuff here, but until we see, like, new content, it's hard to say how much he did. Like, it's different. For Oda can... We know that Oda sometimes coordinates with anime, and we know that Fairy Tail, from the other magazine, they coordinate with the anime quite a lot. But with Hero Academia, the coordination that we've seen is maybe with Selkie, and maybe like some extra materials that we've seen in the filler episodes, but it's kind of hard. The other problem with Horikoshi is that right now he's also supervising the movie. So with that, it's just, it throws off where exactly he might be used up. I can actually see Zoro getting so lost that he would jump to the My Hero Academia universe. Oda, please make it happen. Horikoshi, please do a class so Zoro can get rid of Bakugo. That'd be funny. King of Lightning is savage. Of all the people posting video about anime all of people are posting videos about the anime. At least 2 big anime so far, and other small ones and reactors. King of Lightning said Izuku is the second coming of the Sage of the Six Paths. I mean, he might be right, man. Like, if is Izuku gonna become like Super Naruto Jesus? Like, maybe. Because like, and that's just talking about Shonen Jump idealism. Like, that wouldn't be strange. Also, guys, I wanted to say that I wanted to say, oh, hello, Charles, Danielle, Manuel. I want to say, damn it, I missed it. Second Coming of Jesus, Jason, King of Lightning. God damn it, what did I lose here? I was gonna say something funny. Damn it, I think I'm funny, but I don't know. I lost it. Alright, I was gonna criticize anime or something like that. Alright, I'm gonna load up Chibi reviews, you said. So, like, it's I used to watch King of Lightning before I started anime YouTubing, so I know King of Lightning's style. So I know that's gonna be a fun one. I'll load up Chibi reviews in the meantime. Damn it. What was I gonna say, man? Trip, do you think Luffy by the end can solo 1v3 or 4 against the Admirals and Emperors? Nah, I think the Admirals and Emperors are still gonna be pretty competitive, Omar. Omar, remember, like, Doflamingo, right? Luffy can't beat Doflamingo alone. He still needed help for a portion of the fight. Like, he needed people to keep him away from Doflamingo. He needed all of Dressrosa, right? It's not reasonable to expect that he can 1v3 and win. I think he can skirmish. And a skirmish means like exchange blows and survive, right? I think he can skirmish, but I don't think he can win. Not with the current not with the way One Piece works. That's what I would say about that. Yeah, no, fair, Jason. I know how you feel, man. I know how you feel about the anime. Just looking for Chibi. Oh, it's only a 4-minute video, huh? Oh, this is... Oh, come on, Chibi. You don't have to call it, like, hot garbage. I mean, like, current... It's not really hot garbage. It's not that bad. Deku is one of the angels standing at the four corners of the earth, so he's not going to be as... Oh, there we go! I remember now. Thanks. Deku and being an angel. Yeah, man. So, like, Shonen Jump series tend to go towards those really wide-sweeping messages. It's probably going to happen in Hero Academia because that's how these kind of things go. We'll have to see if it gets as bad as Naruto in terms of how amazing it became. But, yeah, it's a normal thing. Also, speaking of Hero Academia, that, yes, Mark, I will 1.5 it. 1 second, options. Let me turn down the music on this thing. That series by Horikoshi's assistant, the Hunter, like the Red Riding Hood thing, I forget what its proper name is. I was looking at it, and I don't think the series is going to work. Well, I don't think this series is going to work based on what I understand of the current Shonen Jump audience, like the one that matters in Japan. But that series, like, I don't know what's going on with it, but they should not have done what they did with it. I think they're making a really risky move with it, and I think they're hoping that this is going to work. I think that they're trying to be experimental, but I don't think this is going to work. I think that series is going to crash and burn pretty quick here. Once it's past the first 7 chapters, I think it's going to go to the bottom of the table of contents within weeks. Unless, of course, the audience realizes, oh my god, I love this structure. But that new series is... It isn't great. Oh, Jason says, lower your expectations for the movie. The plotline wasn't Hori's idea. It's something inspired by the anime. Oh. Alright, yeah. My expectations are lowered. Trip, did you see the Platinum End trailer? No, but I know Platinum End, Omar. Like, I know the series for Platinum End. I quite enjoyed Platinum End, like, as a nice, like, monthly thing to read. Okay, let me load up my stuff here. See if... Do. Just loading up my window capture so that we can get chibi reviews on here. Chrome catch. Sure, Viz. What line do you want me to know about, man? All right, there we go. Good old chibi. Ah, this makes me feel like a young man again, guys. I was so young when I was watching chibi reviews. Okay, Katakuri stabbed himself to even the playing field. Yes, Luffy always gets help. He's not going to be able to win. All right, so while you guys type up some stuff here, let's check out what Chibi had to say. I hope it's something good. So current state of the My Hero Academia anime is hot garbage. That's already sounding great. What do you got, Chibi?
Of the My Hero Academia anime is just absolutely depressing. And what I mean by that is not the fact that they have skipped the NBA. That is not the major point. It is related to it, but...
One second, let me just get subtitles so I just want to see how bad this gets for YouTube. I wonder why I went to Korean. Huh. That's weird. Chibi, they think you're Korean.
What really upsets me is the constant things that's been compounding and building up in the anime for season 5. That just at this point, even me as a hardcore fan of My Hero Academia cannot ignore. To the continuous flashback scenes, to the extended previously on My Hero Academia, to just seeing quirks being re-explained even though we've heard it many hundreds of times at this point since we're 5 seasons deep, to also just seeing them outright spoil the outcome of the arc they decided to skip and rearrange for the ending of season 5.
Okay, so he's making some good criticisms here. Let's talk about them, because it's pretty worthwhile. First off, spoiling the end. We already talked about that. They took away the surprise element. That's very fair. Very fair criticism. It turns... Like, what that does, spoiling the end, is now asking, like, oh my god. Instead of asking, is Toga going to survive? What's going to happen? It's becoming a question of, oh my god, what happened that the villains got this giant upgrade? That's what the question is ultimately being turned towards. In regards to the extended flashbacks, I've looked at them, like I've looked at the way that the anime does flashbacks. They show a flashback while also having the dialogue on the screen. A lot of times I wanted to criticize the flashbacks when I was doing my comparison videos, but when you look at it, the dialogue is a lot of times new, and the flashback is just filling the space. And then some of those flashbacks that we see were also there in the manga. The only issue is that when the manga produces the flashback, it's only there for 1 or 2 panels. So the anime actually hasn't been having that many flashbacks to the previous things that weren't already in the manga. It's very rare for the anime to not use a flashback that was not in the manga already. But mind you, again, the trick here is that when you see a flashback playing back, it's different than when you're reading a tiny version of it in the manga. Like, for instance, if you have like an All Might flashback, but it's zoomed out and you have it like at 0.5 the size, you can get all the flashback in that quick and you can read it really quick. But in the anime, since they're reading out all the words that came with the flashback, it ends up wasting time. As for like the recap thing, that's a fair criticism, but this is what Shonen Jump does. As for the quirk powers and the quirk powers being re-explained all the time, I'm not sure. I haven't watched like the recent episode, but I don't know where that happened aside from like the name cards popping up. But My Hero Academia is for children. That's why they do the things they do, because they don't think children have great attention spans. But these are all things that are compounding together. Very fair, but worth pointing out why this is probably happening.
It's outright sad. I have anger and sadness towards season 5 of My Hero Academia, because going into this season before it...
Imagine being angry about something. I understand being sad, but I don't get angry about anime. That's a lie. I get angry about really bad anime, but that's like Isekai Cheat Magician.
I was incredibly hyped. I was incredibly hyped because this season I knew had the potential to be the best anime season of the entirety of the My Hero Academia anime.
had the potential to be the best Hero Academia season. Well, that's just a lie, because Joint Training's in it. It was never going to be that great. And Villain Academia had problems that we knew going into it, just with the reception towards it. Like, there's no, that statement's not correct. That's just a hype statement. No, the best season of the anime would have been season 3, when you had All Might versus All for One. That would have been the best season of Hero Academia anime. Like, Joint Training had so many criticisms. Like, I'm pretty sure Chibi might have even criticized Joint Training at some point when it was happening back in the day.
Anime, but so far it has lacked in almost every single area, which is just outright depressing. But to extend this one step even further, today's episode gave us a full-on filler episode of My Hero Academia. Now, normally I'll look past filler because I understand what filler is supposed to represent. It's for, you know, the anime doesn't catch up to the manga. I understand. That's why there's been longer gaps in between.
No, that's not. He's probably gonna address it, but that's not what the filler for Hero Academia does. Most seasons of, well, season 1 of Hero Academia, the one with provisional license had filler. Like, the filler episodes is just for them to promote a particular character. In Suyu, for whatever reason, Suyu.
Between the anime's release, for every season it's getting longer and longer. Like, why we have to maybe wait a whole year for, let's say, a new season versus why we waited so long for season 5 to come out. I understand why filler is important, and I don't necessarily hate it. I understand what it is for.
You know, this shot right here, like when he's saying what it's for, this is like what it is. It's fan service. It's just to get like that particular fan base excited.
It can be done in a very good way. I mean, let's look at Gintama. Gintama handles filler in such a way that is absolutely fantastic. But the point I'm trying to make here is that the filler in today's episode kind of just lets us know now why there's so many issues potentially going on within season 5 of My Hero Academia. The latest episode lets us know that it's basically a promo/special for the upcoming My Hero Academia movie. Now, I've already talked about this weeks ago when I talked about how NBA was getting skipped. I talked about how, you know, maybe it's for a tone shift or whatever, because the shift of tone is so dramatic from NBA to Endeavor's agency arc, and then back to the next arc after that. So I talked about this, and I give the benefit of the doubt, maybe that's why they did it, and that if they do rearrange it, it can be done in such a way that it could really add so much more impact to NBA and the other arcs afterwards. But that is in fact not what is actually happened. In fact, the only reason why they apparently have rearranged the arcs and why NBA was skipped was because they just wanted to give build up for the My Hero Academia movie and give a special filler episode that could be slid in with the arc to actually make sense, which makes it incredibly depressing because it's basically saying that, yeah, we don't care about the narrative of these other arcs and other characters like NBA.
I don't think it's just the movie. I don't think that's how it goes down. I don't think it's just the movie. I think there's way more problems going on in here. You probably could have figured out if you want. Look, if you want to make a big deal about the villains, like, you could have inserted a special promo scene about villains during villain fight. Like, these people could have been watching the fight with Shigaraki and them if they wanted to be. Like, you could have made this work. However, I don't know. I don't think that's the reason.
We only care about, you know, this movie that's coming out. I understand they have to promote their movie. That's not the issue. The issue is that they're sacrificing the narrative. They're sacrificing character development, outcome, tension, everything for a movie potentially.
I agree they're sacrificing, but I don't know if it's for the movie.
Now, I could be entirely wrong, and I could be wrong about this, but just looking at everything that's been presented so far, especially with the latest episode that came out today, and how we can see there's character connected with Nines, it just lets you know that it is definitely this arc, this season is being sacrificed for a movie, and that's sad. It's so sad. And as a fan, I'm disappointed, and I just they've done so much good in the past, and seeing this makes me upset. This slow downward spiral of the anime, and I can't even believe they've ruined the tension of some things that happen. Because, like, you shouldn't even be seeing a scene like this as well. You shouldn't even be seeing this because even if you don't understand what is going on in the scene, when you finally do understand, you're not going to have the same weight and tension that the scene's supposed to have because, like, oh, they already know the outcome. So it just...
No, again, this is like the most basic thing that's happening. Like, he's pointing out the obvious, but you have to also appreciate that what this is. The other effect on the flip side is the question of how did we get where we are. He might be undervaluing that effect, but then the question is, like, is the anime executing on that effect well? Probably not.
I'm gonna leave it at that. I just wanted to talk about this subject as a fan and just how disappointed I am with the current state of the My Hero Academia anime. But I'll leave you guys with that. Be safe. Chibi out.
All right. Oh, okay, gotcha, Jason. So Jason just gave us My Villain Academia being unpopular in Japan is untrue because the volume sold about the same as usual. It seems lower because for whatever reason they use a shorter time span to calculate sales. No, so I guess like the biggest thing here was honestly just the idea that the movie is the responsible one, but like I don't think the movie's responsible. I think that's kind of stupid. because like you could have, I don't know. I don't think the movie's responsible. I think you could have been clever in any way you wanted to do. And sorry guys, the video was low. My mistake, man. Oh, Pyro. Oh, Proyectos. Hello, Proyectos. I haven't read it, so I don't have any thoughts. I was trying to look for it, but I couldn't find it. I believe it's something like this is something a series works its whole life to be able to do right. Oh, Viz, was he saying about like the moment when all the characters are coming together to talk about what they meant for Izuku? Do you think Kaido can solo all three animals? No, because he's been caught before. To be fair, they can just squeeze them out in the last 6 hours. Imagine if Bones actually does that. I mean, they could. They could. They did an interview from the VA. We're talking about how dark it is, and it feels like an American movie like Joker. The average Japanese person is so vanilla. Yeah, that's fair. But you have to remember, like, Japan doesn't censor nudity, but they do censor violence quite a lot. The flashback seems more intrusive than just one small panel in the corner. Yes, it does. Got nice from this week's episode of Slime thanks to Veldora and Ramirez. Yes, it was a really good one, random. People can't remember side characters' name, much less their powers. Deku, you're fighting me so you can protect. You could all potentially die to all for one. I love to protect you all. Think Class 1A. Think. What would you have? You, Deku, we'll still have you. Aw, Ty, you're bringing up Invincible. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Jason. So sorry. When I was talking about Season 3 being the best, I was just talking about, like, of the season we had so far. But yes, the War arc is going to be probably the best if they animate it consistently. But yeah, thank you, Jason, for the clarification. Literally cancel someone over a joke about faking post stickers. They almost canceled an anime because a character broke a transit law. And they did not like the manga about plagiarism. Like, they responded very badly to plagiarism. But let's see. I think most of the issues find with shonen anime is not understanding the public they're aimed for. Yeah, if you want to hear the exact statement made, you can go to the latest video. Timestamp is about 58:52. But okay, 58:52. Yeah, I'll go check it out, man. I read in some sites that the Japanese were butchering My Villain Academia because it was crime apology propaganda. Well, you know what would be the thing to do here? It would be to go to the Amazon reviews for the volumes and read what the critical people were saying about Villain Academia. That would be the way to go about doing it. My Hero Academia chapter 320 was really good. I'm glad that, let's see. Movie comes out August 5th. Would it be better to put in the filler this early than rather late? I think the first movie was already out when the filler promoting the movie aired. Yeah, that's what I think is just off, right? Like, I think the timing's off on this one. Hero Chapter 320 was really good. I'm glad the loss of character got a moment. Although it's interesting to see how Horikoshi had to sometimes force some rhetorics. Yes. Were really interesting to see what we had to do to try and make them work. Yes, I agree. Oh, hey, Spades. Yeah, that's what he meant for Zenroto. I'm pretty sure that's what he was saying. Yeah, I made this point too, Viz. Like, this is what other anime try to do. But, like, as I made the point in the video when I was talking about it, it's just compromised. The thing that you had to appreciate with Horikoshi this time around is that you have to appreciate Horikoshi knew what the weaknesses were. The reason that he did things the way he did with certain characters and have them like talking about admitting that they don't have much in common with Izuku, he did that because he knows there's a weakness in the story. Like, this is what writers do when they know there's a weakness. If you know there's a weakness, you come up with an excuse immediately to justify it so that any reader that's smart enough to catch it, you'll be able to answer them very quickly. Like, I do the same thing. Many people do the same thing. It's just like, it depends on how obvious you make it. For Horikoshi, he's made it super obvious because he has multiple people saying it out loud. But again, the guy's probably hypersensitive, just in general because of the way criticisms work about manga and anime. I'm not gonna be, but the anime got to go out the door. I hope. I find the argument that the changes done purely because they're kind of weird considering how the second movie was handled. Chronology speaking, the second movie should be happening right now. Yes. It's actually funny because in like Villain Academia, we have the panel of 9. Now look of King of Light as an anime-only perspective. I will. How did the Time Paradox Ghost Rider even get greenlit? Seems weird. Because it's a cool concept. Like, Time Paradox was a cool concept. And like, from their perspective, they saw the plagiarism as like an act of God. And mind you, Time Paradox was set up as this idea of doing something questionable in order to save someone's life, right? But it's just, it looks like people did not respond very well to the questionableness of Time Paradox Ghost Rider, which is unfortunate, really unfortunate. But it got greenlit probably, and like that author I think had 2 series before, so like he was a veteran kinda, but not in Shonen Jump. So I think that's why they let him through as well, just because of veteran power. How long before we get a gay MC in Shonen Jump? Too soon? I don't know. I don't know, man. That's actually a really good question. I don't know. I don't know. That's... I need this... you know what? First, I need to see what's going to happen with the Yaoi anime. Like, I need to see something like Yuri on Ice, but a little bit more explicit with it. So once I see that, and it's not like symbolic or anything like that, then we can expect something to change for everything else. I think that is perhaps the fairest way of answering that. Okay, so I'm looking for a King of Lightning video, right? Is it old? Let's see. Coming back. Where's My Hero Academia? Yeah, I don't see Hero Academia. Yo, Ty, where exactly is the video? Like, when did he make it? Oh, wait. Oh, wait, is it My Hero Academia's most boring arc? That might be it. Let's go to or whatever and translate those with Tripl-L then. Yeah, no, that's what... I'll do that later on my own time just because it takes a little bit of time just to go through them all. Specifically, the rhetorics for Koda, Sato, and All for One were a lot more forced than the others. Koda, Sato, yes. They added All Might to Deadpool manga. Yes, yes. Let's see. I missed out on the stream so far, so what you think about the anime really is frustrating as it... Because I don't like how they're swapping arcs for the sake of a one-off movie. Or most just another movie that no one asked for. Yeah, L, I don't think it's because of the movie. I don't think that's why they're doing it. Like, that's a pretty dumb reason to switch around the arcs. I heavily doubt it's because of that. What the heck was that, man? Like, I just saw a really strange ad. Alright, cool. So, let's see. Man, I'm not Starfire thing getting really a lot of negative views. Yes, it is. Personally, I feel like it's not my thing, right? It's young adult. Give that to the young adult crowd. Like, it's for a different audience. King of Lightning is from 3 weeks ago. Yeah, King of Lightning video is the okay, got it. So I got it here. Let's load it up. Chrome capture, and then I'll put up the audio so you guys can hear a little bit better.
That many folks, and maybe it's because my circles aren't so strong on the
okay.
My Hero Academia train, but I haven't seen a lot of folks in my circle talk about My Hero Academia season 5. Like, not really at all. And I can understand why, because I think this...
It's been years since I've seen King of Lightning, and I'm glad to see he still has a towel around him. Nothing ever really changes, and you know what? That makes me really happy.
Season so far of My Academia has been super boring. Super boring, man. Resident Sleeper 1000 just...
I still love King of Lightning, man. He's still funny.
Resident Sleeper. This arc it's not hitting. It's not hitting at all. The joint training arc, no sir. No, sir. Now, keeping it a bug though, season 5 itself, I think did start off pretty good. There was some random fill at the beginning, but very interesting with Hawks and Endeavor, and then Dobby. Hawks doing the double, triple agent man. That was nice. Some backstory and the layers of manipulation behind the scenes via Hawks, but also finding out more about Hawks' intentions about making a world where heroes have too much time on their hands. Hawks, I think, is... I was a manga reader, then I changed to be an anime-only watcher for My Academia. So, but I am aware about the manga here and there. A lot of
So far, he said nothing that I can really dissect. But it's a 15-minute video, so let's just go through a little bit faster.
And as far as I understand, Hawks gets really good, as far as I know. And I can understand why he gets so good later
That's a really cool cover. Just wanted to point it out
on
there.
the series, because the seeds that they're planting now for Hawks, I can definitely see grow to something stupendous later on in the series. So I'm looking forward absolutely to what Hawks has to offer later on in the series, because right now, Hawks is looking really interesting. And
It's worth pointing out this is the start of the pro heroes being cooler than the kids, because the pro heroes deal with more complex situation than the kids, right? Like, it's worth pointing that out.
Endeavor. Oh. Man, Endeavor he's glorious. Endeavor is so good. Absolutely is. Seeing the struggle of Endeavor trying to re-enter his family's lives, shouldering the weight on his mistakes, obviously, big, pivotal mistakes. But at the same time, understand that this is the place he needs to be, even if they don't want him there. Walking the bumpy and painful, yet necessary path to atone for his sins. Endeavor, at the beginning of this arc, with Todoroki, with Natsuo, and how Natsuo, of course, won't forgive him quite easily. Of course not. But he showed emotion, which according to Todoroki was, like, emotion like that was relatively rare. And, oh man, I actually, because I watched recently, obviously, it's been very, 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 very good. The Megalobox Season 2, Nomad, the vibes that I get from Endeavor is what I'm getting from that show as well. And it's really good.
Yeah, Nomad is like a lot about like trying to find home and forgiveness within home, and Nomad has a very interesting story arc in general. I'm happy that he saw it because Nomad was really good.
Really good stuff. Endeavor is, at this point in time, I'd argue, the best character in My Hero Academia.
Pretty much. Like when we're talking about the tops, like Endeavor's at the top without a doubt, and then like like with other characters like Dobby's at the top. Izuku's at the top, but you have to put some stipulations on him. Like, you have to say in what way he's at the top, because it's not very easy. Like, you have to convince someone of it, why he's at the top. Bakugo is kind of, like, falling a little bit. But, yeah, no, Endeavor, Dobby, maybe Hawks, Izuku. What are you guys' top 10 heroes in terms of writing? Like, let me know.
Probably
or, like, top
none.
5. Top
As
5.
an anime-only watcher. Haven't read the manga in, like, in a while, like years. But Endeavor is outstanding. He's an outstanding character. And seeing his impact on the city, the country, whatever it is, during and after the high-end Nomu fight, the whole thing with the Look Boy and how that meme was spreading across the city, and contemplating in his mind his talk with All Might about the reasons for power, and coming up with a very Shikamaru-like answer where it's essentially
That's
for the
funny,
next
Jason.
generation
Yeah, man.
that he's building power for, understanding how in the past his being, his essence, was focused, driven on being the number one, whether it was him or his progeny.
Is King of Lightning an Endeavor fanboy? He's like really just spending a lot of time on Endeavor.
And surpassing All Might, now understanding. Okay, this is not an Endeavor video. It's not. But
he knows.
Man, Endeavor gets me so hyped.
Calm down.
But this arc is not the Endeavor arc. Damn. I will save Endeavor for another video, another damn day. Make no mistake. And then early on this arc, too, what else caught my attention, obviously, was the vestiges of One for All. The original One for All and All for One, plus the past users of One for All. Something I already knew about, but still very intrigued to dive into that, obviously. Very important stuff for the history, and like very rarely do we get it in My Hero, but the necessary world building of how things were back in the day, and how between these two brothers, this kind of cascaded throughout time. All for One and One for All, very important. Now, moving from there, the joint training arc itself.
Okay, here we go. Criticisms.
Go again.
Class 1A versus Class 1B. Massively uninteresting. I cannot tell you how much I didn't care in the vast majority of episodes watching this joint training arc. I was, man. Now, obviously, there was a long list of characters. I got characterization and character development. Many from, of course, Class 1B, duh. And then there are some characters who we actually care about in My Academia that got character growth. And you do get to see the difference between Class 1A and Class 1B, and how they conduct themselves in this joint training arc with their teamwork in this arc, and how Class 1B in their way make up for their lack of experience with villains via this well-managed, well-balanced teamwork. Okay, fair enough. And then the end.
So I think it's very kind that he said it was boring, but also acknowledged what it did on paper. I think that's quite all right. I think that's probably the best way to go about it.
Mission was relatively all right, but there was one episode that was outstanding. Episode 96, I think it was. Episode 96. Woo! Man, that was... Match 3 conclusion?
Yeah,
Best animation in the arc by far. All right, when Ida starts going hard, that was absolutely.
I still think that's probably like for me one of the worst parts, just because like it's so nonsensical.
When Todoroki starts going ace from One Piece,
Todoroki was pretty good though.
Oh my baby, that was sexy. Make no mistake. Make no mistake. However, bringing it all the way back, at the root of it all, I just don't care about Class 1B. Okay? I don't give I don't give 2 dingleberries, 3 dingleberries, an entire ass full of dingleberries, and that's a nasty ass. I don't care about Class 1B. To me, they're the biggest waste of time. Because there's part of the reason why is because there's still so many characters in Class 1A that are worthless. They're worthless, and we don't know anything about them, per se, at this point in time in the anime. And so, like, at this point in time, the only characters that I kind of, and when I say, I'm going to use very, very loose.
Okay, so, like, he's pointing out something that we all know is a problem with Hero Academia. Hero Academia doesn't treat their characters very well. Like, we know that there is asymmetry within the characters, and right now in the current manga arc, we're seeing the ramifications of bad habits. That's all this is. Because what's going on here is that Class 1B was a joke for the majority of time, and the joint training arc was there specifically to make them not so much of a joke and introduce them, right? Because Horikoshi knew what he did wrong. He wants these characters to be relevant, and then look what happens in the war, right? Mudman and Mushroom Girl get to have something. Also worth pointing out, Mushroom Girl had a character redesign in joint training. Before joint training, Mushroom Girl is shy, and she does not have the same kind of spunk that you see in joint training. Joint training was the overcorrection. Now, like in terms of criticisms, the criticism here ultimately is about execution. There's not really anything else to say other than Horikoshi's bad at executing. And again, when you're looking at this current arc that we're in the manga right now, you can see the extensions of his bad character management coming up with how he has to point out loud that some characters do not have that connection to Izuku. This is again, and he pointed out, like, there's some people in Class 1A that are still underdeveloped. So joint training is a correction for the lack of time that was given to Class 1B in the early stages. Likely in the early stages, like back in Sports Festival, Horikoshi probably didn't know a lot of those Class 1B quirks until like the data book. I think the data book is the one that first revealed the quirks. Beyond that, is there anything else that he said there that was worth picking apart? Like, he's just like his issue is ultimately an issue of execution, which I think is a fair complaint.
Kind of care about in Class 1B are like Tetsu, who has my attention for a max of 1 minute. Monoma, max 30 seconds. Kendo, max 30 seconds. The rest are just straight worthless. Don't care. I don't care. I won't even bother looking up the rest of these guys' names. I don't care. I have no reason at this point in time to give a damn about Class 1B. Class 1B get the middle finger because they can f off. I don't care. At the end of the day, all I wanted to see was just their defeat so we can move on from this arc and get some real hefty, meaty shit. Because part of the boredom of this arc is compounded by the fact that 2 arcs prior, we had the overhaul stuff, which was heavy, which was meaty, had impact, was just damn, man, weighed 40 tons. And then the last arc, albeit a much shorter arc, and had the festival, which was really mid, and I couldn't necessarily care. I don't care. It has a man by the name of Gentle Criminal. Oh, yes, it does. Gentle Nasty. Gentle Nasty. Make no mistake. Gentle is some real.
Now, this is the unfortunate thing, that he didn't really care about the slice of life thing. And like, this is, again, just showing where the problem is. People don't necessarily care about the slice of life stuff, which, unfortunate.
Really good content. Absolutely. Gendo piggybacks the last arc on a broad back with chiseled lats and a broad shoulder. Make no mistake. Make no mistake. Gendo's the real deal. Man to stud. Love that dude. Absolutely. And then we get this. Sheesh. In a bad way. This is a bad sheesh. In hindsight, what I would have wanted is what happened in episode 97.
That was a good one. That was a really good one. I think it was better than 96.
That's what I'm talking about, yo. Oh, that's what I'm talking about, baby. Woo! The early bird episode was great. It was the best episode in this arc by far and away. By far and away. And to not my surprise, it involves Bakugo, who is, at this point, I'm argue, the second best character in the entire series. I'd argue. Match 4, Bakugo leading his squad with Jiro, the Flex Tape Kid, Sero, and then Non-Stop Sugar High, Sato. And by the way, those 2 names I had to look up. I'm like, well, oh, okay, whatever, man. So Jiro, last arc, you know, because the whole concept, they fine. But Sero and Sato, whatever. He leads them to complete and utter victory. each one playing their own role in their own unique ways. Very well thought out, very well written, where even like the small things, like when Sero, Flex Tape Kid, which is a pretty good hero name, I'm gonna lie, when he understands what's going on with Jiro, and then how he ties down the parts of Tokage, then uses the bomb that Bakugo gave him, tied into one of the tape parts that fly to Tokage that explodes in her face. Like, essentially speaking, everyone plays their role in a very good way. Sugar High Dude saves Bakugo. Fair enough. This stuff was pretty well written, and we handle Class 1B, and we move on. We move on, baby. That was outstanding. That was so good.
So it's important to recognize that the thing that he liked here was the sheer competence from Bakugo. And unfortunately, like if you think about joint training isn't an arc about competence. It's an arc about highlighting the incompetence in certain characters. Like, think about it. Joint training accentuates the positives, but ultimately you're seeing a lot of people's personal weaknesses. You're seeing where a lot of people are making mistakes. Like, whenever anyone in Class 1B makes a mistake, you're being reminded of it. Like, Suyu is reminded of her mistakes. If you look at Bakugo doesn't make mistakes. He wins. He forces the victory. So this is another fundamental issue here, that what they're looking... It's not a coincidence that the things that are being disliked are the scenes that highlighted weakness. When you're looking at this and you're looking at what they're praising, they want to see these characters always win. They don't want to be reminded that these characters suck. And they don't want to be given the consolation prizes. But unfortunately, that's how this arc was shaped, because it was that arc about growth.
Some of the characters in this arc, like Tokoyami, like Todoroki, like Midoriya, like Ida, they get some good characters of this arc, obviously, clearly. Though the lion's share goes to Hitoshi Shinso, which I thought was pretty solid. I thought it was pretty solid on something he gets, absolutely, without question. And Midoriya on the path to becoming Kid Jesus, the sage of 6 paths of the My Academia world. Oh, my 7 quirks.
We knew this was going to be a critical point. Oh, Jason, you don't like Hawks? Oh, okay. Oh, no.
Oh,
we got an ad. We got an ad coming. We got an ad coming.
But
Just let the ad play. Good for them. Oh, BMO. Huh. Oh, 2 ads. Oh, good for you, King of Lightning. I'm glad you're getting money.
So excited. Oh my god, the memes were funny, yo. Oh no. Oh, my 7 quirks. The hero of the 7 paths. I'm like, yo. I
don't get what's so funny about it.
What the way how things play out. Obviously, we've known from Jump, since the very beginning of the series, that Deku was the one destined to be the greatest hero in the world. That is ultimately his destiny. And other people in the series like Bakugo that try and compete are just going to fall to the wayside. It is only inevitable. It is Midoriya who will stand at the pinnacle. And Midoriya is going to have a tough time, obviously, learning various different quirks, considering how he has spent so much time and had to go through so much trial.
It's funny how he says Izuku's going to have a tough time learning those quirks. Oh, no. You do not understand how Horikoshi thinks about his series.
To master one of the major quirks, the original one for all. However, the other ones are going to be struggles too, obviously. Though they do come with that bonus of, because they've all been consolidating within All for One for all this time, they're now stronger than the original powers themselves. Okay.
I don't like where this is going.
So there is a long road for him ahead, and he has to train harder than everyone else because he's going to have so many quirks at his disposal. Clearly. Obviously. Fair enough. But man, does it rub you the wrong way a little bit? It does. Yes, it does. Especially when I think about how there was so much potential you could have gone for just One for All itself. And the ways Midoriya could have actually incorporated that in ways like All Might could, which I think would have been an awesome way to actually show his intellect, because he's a smart kid.
Thing is, like, Horikoshi isn't smart. That's just what it comes down to. Horikoshi isn't smart. He's not smart like the Black Clover author. Like, again, if you want to see smart, just go read Hungry Joker. He's not smart like even Air Gear. He doesn't know how to reference scientific phenomena to make up new cool powers. Horikoshi is not that smart. That's why there was an issue here. He can't go deep with One for All, so he had to give new powers so he could go wide.
Comparatively speaking to All Might, and how All Might operated at his peak. Stuff like that. But again, it's...
Like, Horikoshi has tactical intelligence, probably, but not the kind of intelligence that you're used to seeing when it comes to making pseudoscience in Shonen Jump manga.
At the end of the day, Midoriya is going to get pretty busted. It'll be hard work, and I'm pretty sure other villains will match, especially All for One. And Shigaraki, I'm pretty sure is going to be busted as well. But general thoughts overall. This arc, I think, this latest arc, the joint training arc, I think was the most boring arc of My Hero Academia. It has 2 good episodes. One was really, really damn good, episode 97, with Bakugo, of course. And then, the opening wasn't that great. The ending's okay. Overall, yeah. I'm not saying it's bad arc. No.
Not bad, not bad.
But the worst
I don't
arc.
say that per se. Because, again, character-wise, My Hero's pretty strong on that front, obviously. But in terms of entertainment value,
I watch isekai all the time, so I'm used to it.
90% of it, resident sleeper.
Man, I enjoyed the art because I enjoyed criticizing it. You guys know I love criticizing. Like when I'm watching something that's technically perfect, I don't really care. I like whatever, like you're good. But when you're watching something shitty, oh man, that's when like you can really talk because it's in the shittiness that you can see how bad someone is at writing something, and it's in the shittiness that you can tell someone's patterns. Like when you're looking at something that's really really good, it's like there's very few people that can make something good that it's also super thought provoking. And what I mean by that is like you can have like an episode that's a full-on fight and it can be really really good, but it might not actually have any kind of things to talk about other than yeah, it was a pretty episode. Like yeah, they do everything correctly on paper. Like yeah, this is like I can't criticize anything here. There's nothing to criticize, and that sometimes is because they did a good job or there's nothing of value. Like you can't really criticize neutral. But that was an interesting perspective. Like, I think he says the important thing there too. Entertainment value. Here, like, does that arc have entertainment value, man? Like, even when I made the review for Joint Training back in the day when it was in the manga, even when I made that review, I had to tell people, I had to like put the stipulation there, like this arc works as setup. Like, there's many things occurring in that arc that are important for the future. You have to go through it. And again, it just brings up the question of execution. But like when you look at the structure of the arc, the Horikoshi was very intelligent because he went in and he told us, hey, Izuku has this issue with Shinzo, and he has this issue with One for All. You have him and All Might talking about it, and then at the end of the arc, it's pretty much Shinzo versus Izuku, and we're reminded throughout that Shinzo has a connection to this plot. And then we climax with the One for All stuff. Like Horikoshi was smart because he went in thinking, yes, we have the slice of life thing, but I have to do something that moves the plot forward. And that's why we have the structure the way we do. Izuku being the final fight of that arc was extremely intentional. And it does show, again, a really good awareness on Horikoshi's part. If Horikoshi did not keep the stuff with the vestiges, he would have made, on paper, a questionable arc, because if fans had the opportunity to tell him that that arc was worthless, they would have without the vestiges, but you can't say that with the vestiges being there. All right, cool. I think that was quite lovely. I think King of Lightning ended up having a few. I think I liked how much more nuance King of Lightning put in there as opposed to Chibi's just kind of negativity and then the crazy theory about the movie. Yeah, I think King of Lightning was the more nuanced take. And again, I can appreciate that he says it's boring, but I can appreciate that the character development is there. That's the unfortunate thing. That's how the arc has to be like kind of viewed. Oh, sorry. I'm taking his opinions because he was an anime only. How can anyone like Shinzo Skelly? Oh, man. Alright, let's see. Well, at least the self-insert character is right. She's not Starfire. Let's see. They swapped the arcs because they wanted to make sure everyone is up to date on the Endeavor Agency as the movie released, since it's based around it in the timeline. But with the... It would have still worked out. Like, it would have worked out. I don't see the issue. Like, the movie takes place after Endeavor Agency. Like... I don't see the... I'm talking to Sar here. I don't... Oh, sorry, not Sar. L. Just, like, moving around promo for a movie. We talked about the other promos for the movies in the past. Like, it's... You could have fit the promo for the movie into Villain Academia if you really wanted to. You could just make a villain watch the Villain Academia events if you really wanted to. Koda mainly has Jiro moments with or involving Jiro, so he doesn't really have any rhetoric directly with Izuku, so he's used to convey Nezu, allowing Izuku back to UA. Sato doesn't really have any character moments in general, so he simply repeats what Koda said before. Yep, it's funny, I think Bones... Oh yes, I got that. And I was supposed to... More so with the recent developments with him, it really opened people up more to Deku and his character, even though he was already a good character beforehand, but in a different way. Yes. Okay, so your top was Izuku. Fair enough, L. He probably is. The sex made a lot of people... like him from just hype. Okay, did you just say Dobby is at the top? That second shot has you really messed up, Trip. No, he is, because like again, remember the beauty of Dobby is how much he sucks. Dobby is such a trash fire that you have to respect how consistently and how thoroughly he is trashy. Like there's not many authors that can make such a terrible character and actually make it work. Like Dobby is a collection of character flaws that you can't really get. And again, the appreciation for Dobby comes from how self-aware the author is of Dobby's shittiness. Izuku says that however, it seems that Horikoshi didn't have confidence in All for One's actions, so he felt he needed to utilize Shigaraki in order to make his apparent danger feel real. Interesting to see where the author felt he had to retry and justify certain character directors. Agreed. So Matthew likes Endeavor, Deku, Shigaraki, Dobby, Shoto, Bakugo. I think the worst thing is that the anime padded it out way too much recapping every episode in the arc. They had an arc that could have been done in 6 to 8 episodes, spread out in 12 episodes. That's a fair criticism. He didn't set up 1B well early on, but if he did it would have been worse. Agreed. My top 5 characters, so Viz, Deku, Endeavor, Shoto, Ida, Ochako. Deku is number 1 because he's the protagonist, and I attach protagonists very heavily in animes. Oh, okay, that's fair. This is the biggest problem. They don't care about the slice of life, and they don't take notice until Fantastic, like Gentle, because it doesn't have any heavy-hitting stuff. Agreed. Not into King of Lightning, to be honest. Stopped following him a few years ago. I think he also liked the fact that Bakugo was so kinetic and fast, and only 1 episode. Probably. I don't like Hawks. I want Dobby to kill him. Okay, Jace. I got that from earlier. I find it so weird people say they want more characters on, but find the arcs that do that and focus on the students boring or bad. People don't actually want that many characters, but they just want to have them so they can say they have more characters. I think that might be it too, Miguel. Like, that's probably a reaction for a good chunk of people. They don't want to deal with the ramifications of having too many characters. They seem to be able to understand that not everything you can learn about character is going to be super interesting or allow for any kind of stakes. Yes, we did take opinion of One Piece channel. Roger, even Naruto, when he was younger, he said he wouldn't. Okay, I don't like some of Watch, in particular Hero Academia, but that's my opinion. Okay. I give Horikoshi credit. He knew he wasn't great at it, so he planned the quirks from the beginning. Yes. Hody has made a lot of science mistakes in Hero Academia, like the DNA test with Dobby. I think he's a stronger writer on emotion level, especially for Shonen Jump action series. Yeah, I agree. I think he's much better at small scale. He just, like, look, I've read a lot of, like, really ridiculous science in Shonen Jump, but you know what? It worked to make some really ridiculous powers. And that's just unfortunately, like, what Horikoshi can't hit. I think emotional intelligence probably as well, Jason. Horikoshi's emotionally intelligent. And on writing, like, he's very intelligent in just basic story structure, right? Again, to look at the example, Joint Training, the guy knew what was going to happen with this arc to the point that he, like, what, 10 weeks ahead of time? Like, when he decided to make Izuku the final fight, he knew the structure of that. He knew the structure of how this thing was going to go down. He's very intelligent when it comes to, like, the story structure. And again, if Horikoshi was more of an unaware writer, it'd be a lot easier to criticize him, but he's not. He's usually really good at covering his tracks when he knows something stupid's going on. Trip, how do you feel about the Celestial Dragons in One Piece? Do you think Luffy will go to Marijo? I also hope when Luffy becomes strong enough to solo the whole verse. I think he will. I think that we have to go deal with the Celestial Dragons. I think it gradually growing in his skills, writing and art a lot over the time of Hero Academia. But I don't think he's getting the good. I don't think he's practicing escalating battles. I think he's put himself in a little bit of a cage when it comes to escalating battles, which is unfortunate. I think he might need another series to really be able to just get in the groove of writing something spectacular in terms of really, like, conceptual battles. In terms of choreography, I think he's really good. I think most of us would agree, like, kinetic choreography in Hero Academia, especially like with the recent stuff, is really good. I would just like more sense. I think, you know what? I think it would be lovely if Kubo had a masterclass on Shonen Jump powers and how to get people hyped up about powers. Because let's face it, Kubo was the master of getting people hyped up about Bankai, right? Because the Bankai were so cool. And the Bankai are still so cool, just with all the things that they can do. Because of that, I think have Kubo give a masterclass. Let the Jujukai author go in there. Let Black Clover go in there too. Let Hero Academia go in there. Let them, like, pick his brain apart. Jujukai and Jujukai and Bleach are the two more conceptual power manga, but Jujukai is a little bit too much. It's a little bit too technical, whereas Kubo has just the right amount of, my god, this is a lot, and also, like, I understand this. So I think that would be probably the best match made in heaven. I think Kupo needs to give master classes. Check out the game trailer for Nickelodeon All Star Brawl. People are already saying it's better than Smash Bros. I'm not gonna check it on this stream, Ty, just cause like I'll check it first and then I'll watch it with you guys tomorrow. Black Whip had to come out in training, otherwise he would have died. King of Lightning is way more intelligent than Chibi reviews. I don't even remember the last time I watched Chibi reviews. I really hope they do My Villain Academia. They already leaked soundtracks for it. Apparently Yuki made like 8 different tracks for the arc. Yeah, no, the worst they can do is skip stuff. But if they start skipping stuff in My Villain Academia, all it says is that they don't believe in the arc. That's all it really says. But let's see what happens. Most people don't understand how well the Todoroki storyline. It's so good. Yes. I hope you're doing well. Oh yeah, sorry Gohan. I did see the messages, but I saw them today. Thank you, Gohan. I have been seeing Izuku as the worst main character a lot. Yeah, that's because people like you know, you have to. Izuku's being compared to Endeavor, and Endeavor gets a lot. But like Izuku on paper, if you take the time, Izuku's a good character. Izuku, again, like early Izuku makes people uncomfortable, so that's why they don't really like him. Current Izuku, I think, is like right now it's terrible because like we're watching him self-destruct, but still good. Like when it comes to Izuku, I think, you know, it's an issue of having to sit down and just go through it one by one, just pointing out here's the flaws, here's the good stuff. He doesn't get me like super excited. Actually, like what character gets me super excited? Like maybe Bakugo gets me more excited, maybe Endeavor. But like Izuku is a little bit more of an intellectual approach. You gotta be there like, well, no, this is what Horikoshi did. This was really good. This is what he did with this character at this point. This was really good. Here's his like moment against Gentle. Here's what he did in that moment. That was really good. You'd have to go through and just talk about it. Then you have to talk about, well, like here's Izuku in his weakest moment. Izuku unfortunately has like bad self-esteem. Then you have to start talking about like, well, no, this is a character flaw. This isn't bad character writing. This is just the character that Izuku is. And, you know, so on and so forth. Like, Izuku's an issue of, like, picking every moment apart and talking about why he is the way he is. Because Izuku is a reflection of Hero Academia Society in the same way that Bakugo is a reflection of Hero Academia Society. But Bakugo is a reflection of the good parts of Hero Academia Society, that being the idea of, like, someone who's actually destined for greatness. And Izuku's, like, a person who didn't think he was destined for greatness, being given so many, given so much responsibility. I think they're around the same level. I think so. This is an issue that's been happening a long time with King of Lightning. I think Chibi is more positive, but I don't think he can make arguments well enough if he's not prepared. Like I remember when Chibi was making Tokyo Ghoul videos, and when he was making Tokyo Ghoul videos, Chibi was like the premier guy to go to for the Tokyo Ghoul symbolism videos. Like, if you give Chibi time to prepare, he's probably better at it. Like, he's probably better at making his arguments. But King of Lightning has always been a critical person. Like, this caused a lot of issues back in the early days of anime YouTube, because King of Lightning was ragging on people who were overly positive. I don't think he ragged on Chibi too much, but I did remember he ragged on for Neverworld for a good portion of time at the beginning of all this. But King of Lightning has always been more critical. So he's more used to it, and he can bring it out a lot easier in his videos, whereas Chibi will be a lot more reactionary in the beginning, and he only really elevates later on. So the issue here is just King of Lightning knows how to speak more about the things he's criticizing, and he also knows more about how to cover his butt about the things he's criticizing, or he knows like how to spread his criticisms out, because he's received criticisms throughout the entirety of his YouTube time. That's probably why we have the difference between them. Like, Chibi is the kind of person that you go to feel good about a series, and then when he gets upset about something, he's able to give you the emotional rundown of what's going on. Tai said, loved how everyone had emotional feelings to convey to Izuku, but Momo was like, our mission is to secure you. I'm surprised that Izuku and Momo haven't had a moment since they're the brain of the class. Yeah, that's like... Momo could have had a moment with him there too, but I think that's more Momo's trying to get everything sorted, because like Momo's the one who, if you think about it, Momo, when she is given command of a operation, she's pretty much the girl that everything is hinging on. So if she screws something up, people will get in trouble. So I think that's why she's thinking about this as an operation, because she probably wants just to get this thing sorted and get Izuku out of here before things get worse. Oh yeah, I used to watch Story 7 Mage too, Gohan. So like Villain Academia should be next week, right? No. Is Villain Academia next week? I thought we're still in Endeavor. I just want to know what happened at Reverie. Yeah, I want to know too. Latest Dragon Ball Super Vegeta getting his moment. If Goku usurps Vegeta again, in the end it'll be painful. Oh, you know what's gonna happen. But yeah, I loved Browless Vegeta, like God of Destruction Vegeta with like the Super Saiyan 3 forehead. I liked it, man. From what I've seen online, next is Dinner at Todoroki's, and apparently recently chapter synopsis revealed that the episode after that will be the fight ending. I've seen a few. He has a bit to manage his surplus level. His vocabulary is weak, and he isn't funny. But hey, that's just my own opinion, though. Oh yeah, Zenrato. Yeah, thanks, Viz. The moment. Let's. I should remember to do that. 1 second, guys. I just. I lost the live stream I was reading. Give me a quick second here. Yeah, so just with the Chibi stuff, like I saw Jason just mentioned that he didn't find Chibi to be too intelligent. Yeah, no, like Chibi needs time to prepare. Chibi can't do things on, he can't do things quick. The moment remember the most is over the vice president position. Alright, the current battle in Black Clover, Asta with the clutch save. However, I don't want him to get involved in the fight. I wouldn't know well to have this. Well, we might see a team fight. I'm pretty hyped for Iruma. Let's see. Asta currently can't do much in the fight because Devil Mode is still on cooldown. I recently watched the 2 My Hero movies with a couple of friends, and we discussed My Hero for a bit. It was nice. Oh, that's nice, Viz. With the fact that Japan doesn't like, I wouldn't be surprised if they skip through things to get through faster. We'll have to see. Like, because Jason points out that the manga sales for Villain Academia didn't go down. But I'll do the research, because if Villain Academia wasn't liked, there's a few places where we might be able to spot it. But we'll have to see. Shoto should give his phone to Deku and have his girlfriend Fuyumi get him over self-loading. What do you think of T20? Was there anything you found particularly interesting? Personally, I found the way I had to try and justify All For One's threat to be interesting. So I had personally considered the rhetoric that All For One would as already justified. So to have to utilize Secret Act to justify was interesting to say the least. Yeah, I saw that White Despair. So apologies, White Despair, that I didn't really get to answer you here. I didn't see anything about All For One. Like I just, like when I see Izuku talking about All For One's gonna hurt them if they stay together with him, I thought that Izuku's lucky that All For One is not very proactive. Because if I was All For One, I would have screwed him up. Like I feel like All For One again is being made stupid just to allow Izuku to do stupid things, and I can only hope this is part of All For One's plan. But the interesting thing that I had was just the rhetorics of some characters. Like I like that Kaminari again. The author he kept bringing it up how some people don't know Izuku that well, and I really appreciated that. But I'm interested. Like what I'm interested about is specifically the people saying that they want to work together with Izuku, because that's a more interesting thing for me. I'd rather they move around like a platoon, and I'd rather they do something like what Bakubrow, or sorry, Second User wants to do. But it was just interesting to see how certain people were talking about what they wanted to do. That was probably the most interesting part for me. Anime YouTube power scaling. One of them I discussed people's hatred of early Deku, and they said reminded them of what made them love early more because they loved how in touch with his emotions he was. Let's see. We are still in Endeavor. Vegeta is getting the SSG treatment. Next week we go to Todoroki. I hope they end the episode, but sadly I see them pushing it out to another episode. The God Destruction is something I had a feeling would happen, mainly because I always saw Vegeta get that type of training. Yes. There's this light novel called I Was Caught Up Hero Summoning, but the world is at peace. Besides the obvious harem I do love how he interacts between them. Oh, gotcha. Do you think it's possible that we get leaks this week? No, but I think it's possible we get leaks on Monday next week. I should clarify what I mean. When Izuku says I can't let All For One take you off, he showed 3 of people getting hurt. However, the only one of those incidents was due to All For One. Oh! That's what you mean. Oh, that's different. Yeah, okay. Yes. I found that awkward too. It's like, guy, you're thinking of a war and everyone survived. Yeah, you're thinking of a war, but like it's like, well, that might, White Despair, that if he's thinking of that and he's talking about All for One, that might be saying flat out that Izuku thinks Shigaraki's a victim. If Izuku isn't making if Izuku isn't making the separation between Shigaraki and All for One, it's implying that he's probably thinking Shigaraki's a tool. Like he's taking away agency from Shigaraki. So I think if he talks to Shigaraki and Shigaraki tells him, "I want to kill people," well, we know like there's a part of Shigaraki that's hurting, right? So we'll have to see, man. I think, okay, so L said, I think Izuku has actually a much better argument to make than he is currently doing. I understand the situation in the two sides, but I think Izuku has a lot more reasoning behind him staying away from the class. I would agree, L. And this was one of the issues I had with the chapter. I was like, well, not issue, but I wished Izuku talked to the people that were actually giving him good points instead of going to the people that were making the pleas to emotion. Like, for instance, he talks back to Sato, but Sato is the one that brings up Eri. But then when Shoji comes in and Shoji says, do you think we're people that need to be protected? We? People who are training to be heroes? Why, that's the one I want to hear him talk to. I want to hear him talk back to Shoji. Because that's actually a really good point. Because that's what Izuku is seeing them as. And also the whole seeing them as NPCs. Right, Zenrato, I forgot. Zenrato. Yeah, no, like, I think there's a lot of really interesting rhetorics that Izuku could bring up here. Like, if he counters Shoji or Suyu's rhetorics, that would be amazing, because those are the ones that are substantial. They actually should be countered. People thought All for One wasn't threatening because of how fast he went to jail. Vegeta's new form is badass. The internet would break if they skip over or don't show Shigaraki healing his family. I get the feeling they aren't going to censor it. They aren't just, but not even going to detail like the dog just suddenly dust. Well, like, that is, look, okay. If for instance, a disaster occurs in Japan and people die, or if there's a random killing in Japan when these episodes are coming out, those episodes are getting banned. Like, if there is...
Want to collaborate with
Oh, good God.
Enjoy presentations.
If there's a murder in Japan and someone killed their family, those episodes are getting banned. They're not coming out. So pray that doesn't happen. But in general, like, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough to see what ends up happening. Let's see, internet. Let's see. Just seems like what he felt Alpha had done proper to warrant Izuku thinking he would hurt his friends. I mean, like, I think it would have been better to see, like, the things that happened to Naga, the explosion that Izuku got caught up in. Yeah. Izuku did say that I wish Deku was being made out as a full-on stupid person in this situation. I could think of a number of reasons why Deku should be separated from class. I don't think he's a stupid person. I think he has tunnel vision. I think Izuku only sees one thing, and he's not seeing everything else around him, and he's not thinking clearly. I don't think he's stupid. I just think it's tunnel vision. Fully watched the hidden... I actually like how they adapted it. I like the extra scenes that were at the end of the episodes, which the manga didn't fully finish some scenes in the manga adaptation, and the anime finished them so we get to see them. Oh, that's nice. I also found it really weird considering that Izuku has been making very clear distinctions between All for One and Shigaraki up to this point. The most recent instance was in chapter 318. What does All for One want? I have to stop Shigaraki and the League. Yeah, but it might also be like a side effect of like the exhaustion. Deku should counter a lot of what is being argued against him, but Horikoshi isn't doing a good job of it. I am hoping that we're going to see it in the next chapter. I don't want Izuku to look like a fool when he has multiple good argument points that he can use. You mean like the School Days anime ending didn't get shown until years later? Yeah, pretty much. And like the Pokemon episodes that got banned when there were natural disasters. Do you see Deku actually trying to emotionally hurt his friends, saying they'll slow him down just so they go back to UA? That'd be smart. Then he says, Shoji, yes, observe, as he flicks. You guys have seen the movie PV and mentioned it here? No, I haven't. I wonder how Danger Sense is going to work from now on. We'll have to see. Let's see. So, we're going to check out Zenrato. Let's see what... Viz, are you still here? And Mega Green Kirby, I don't know what you're talking about. Are you talking about movie 3? There we go. Alright, what does Zenrato say this week?
Chainsaw Man or anything like that, you should really you should read this. It's 142 pages. It's not that long for a really big one shot. Read it. It's really good.
Mhm.
It's really good, and you'll feel some feelings for sure.
Yeah, and if the page number scares you, it's basically like reading 7 regular chapters. You can do
Yeah.
it.
Also, there's a lot of big spreads, a lot of textless pages. It's not that hard to read.
Yeah, exactly.
I know they're talking about look back, but I think it's funny that they have to tell people that it's not that hard to read. Like, come on, guys.
All right, what do we have left?
Now we just have the meme itself, My Hero Academia.
My Meme Academia.
My Mimi Academia.
Well, you apparently have a whole bit prepared, so go ahead.
Okay, what's his
You
bit?
ruined it. I already put the timestamp. No, but maybe the best, or maybe not the best, but maybe my favorite chapter of the entire series. This is a kind of thing that a series works its whole life to be able to do well.
Mhm.
To have a chapter like this where it's like, this is the kind of chapter where the OP starts playing. Where you
Yeah,
just have
right.
everyone, the fucking tape guy and the tail guy do things in it. It's like, this is the perfect, like, I really thought it was going to be dumb because, you know, you've already got people on Twitter whining and like, oh, Deku should be way too strong. Fuck you, shut up. The action, just each individual moment where these characters who really are nothing, right? Like, they're the tail guy. I'm sure he has a name. I couldn't tell you what it is.
Ojiro.
I'm upset that you can tell me what it is.
I know these idiots by heart. There's a reason I cannot
God.
memorize multiplication tables.
And I think it's funny in the Tailman's portion that he was like, hey, remember the sports festival? Me too, because it's the last time I've been on page. But it was still like a super heartwarming moment, even when like, because you see each person, and a lot of big complaints too was like, why is all of 1A here? Deku's not that close with them all. And they point that out in this. That like, yeah, it's not like every single person here is Uraraka and Bakugo and Ida, right? But like,
Mhm.
they still have these little moments with him that meant a lot to them. Like Jiro was literally like, you helped me organize that performance. And I was really stressed about it, and you took a lot of that stress off my shoulders, and that meant a lot to me. Or Kaminari, who's just like, you fucking reek, dog.
Yeah, that's the best panel.
That's easily the best panel. You need a fucking bat, dog. You stink. It's like, man, it was perfect. Like, I'm telling you, this is the shit that a series will work its whole life to do, and will easily fuck up.
Nah. You haven't read enough series, bro. You haven't read enough series. Like, the light novels do this without problem. Light novels show off their characters all the time. Heck, shit. One Piece? What are you talking about? Have you seen One Piece? Holy crap, Saboni Archipelago, man. What? No. There's a lot of series that will do it right. Like, there's a lot of series that will make every little minor character seem stupid. Shield Hero can do it in most volumes. Like, heck, Attack on Spirit Turtle with the party that Naofumi assembles in the span of 2 volumes. Bro, no. This is Shonen Brain. No, a lot of series can do things worthwhile. A lot of series can bring the action. Like, Hero Academia is playing a disadvantage because of Horikoshi's habits. But I can appreciate that he is pointing out that this is a culmination of something good here, and I can appreciate that he is pointing out the fact that yes, some characters know that they do not get along with that they are not on screen with Izuku enough. But yeah, though I agree with the sentiment that series do work for this moment, but Horikoshi's implementation of the ideal is not ideal here. Okay, let's see. Great. Is that all right? Are we cool there, Vistrio? Just feel like it was an instance of Horikoshi trying to force the rhetoric, and now it's really making a whole lot of sense. And it now really making a whole lot of sense upon closer inspection. Did you see the new? Okay, no, I have not seen the trailer for the 3rd movie, the newest one. Usually won't leave without saying. Okay, gotcha, Viz. So I will. No, we can't see the link, Mega Green Kirby. I'll watch it tomorrow. I follow Ocean Is. I really like him. Yeah, as it turns out, a lot of people that watch me really like Ocean Is, which I guess says a lot of good things about me, probably, to be compared to him. But yeah, we so usually L, because you don't really show up here. Sometimes Viz will have something that he wants me to give my thoughts on, and then we'll like go through and I'll listen, and then we'll have a nice conversation about that. And yeah, we'll have fun. Deku, what's another year? I can always start again, make some new and better friends. Okay, I'm done with the invisible references. I think Danger Sense settings can be turned up or down, but Izuku hasn't learned how to do that, like the original user obviously can with his original quirk. That might be it. A lot of these reviewers don't read light novel and light novel source material anime adaptations. Yeah, so they miss out on stories. Yeah, no, that's pretty much it. Like, again, you have to appreciate. The problem is that, and this is where I really appreciate Gohan, because I can talk out of my butt, but Gohan will back me up, because Gohan knows exactly what I'm talking about. Like, light novels will almost always be able to do this. Like, heck, when I'm sitting down to write my light novels, and like, or like plot them out, for a good chunk of mine, I'm thinking about the things at the beginning have to have like some kind of answer at the end to make like a full story. And when I'm thinking about characters, like if a character at the beginning is telling someone about some power that they have, I will 100% show that power off at the end. Because even like a light novel or a novel is like a small microcosm of what you should be seeing over the entirety of the story. Because, you know, especially if you're doing a serialized series where you have multiple installments in a novel, or yeah, multiple installments of novels, every novel has to look like the overarching series in terms of the structure. You can't have a novel that goes nowhere. So because of that, the little ideas about making people seem worthwhile, I personally really prescribe to this. I know not everyone has this style. Other people pull off different styles, but I follow anime conventions, and I follow those kind of tropes more. So that's why I end up working like that. When it comes to manga, it's hard to pull these things off because manga changes week by week. But with a novel, you have essentially like 8 chapters of manga in one spot. And because you're not putting out a novel chapter every week unless you're on web novel, you have the opportunity to perfectly present things in the way that you want to present it. Like if you write a moment at the end of a volume and you want to build towards that moment, you can go back in time and you can build to that moment in your volume. Heck, if you're writing like 3 volumes ahead too, you can go back up to 3 volumes and you can add in your moment and better create those and better lead up to those final conclusions. Of course, you can't do that in manga because manga is being released week to week, and that's why we end up in this particular situation where Horikoshi has to get a little bit creative and has to be aware of his weaknesses. Ultimately, it's always interesting. The things that they are celebrating are things that you should be expecting from novels. Like, if a novel botches something like this, where you have all the characters showing up and being worthwhile, if a novel is botching that, then it's not a very good novel. If a manga botches that, it's probably still a good manga. And that's just ultimately how that kind of thing goes on. And the guy wants to talk about how, like, seeing all the characters do stuff is something so novel, or like it's something so spectacular. And it's like, read Durarara. Durarara is just full on, so many characters, and those characters, the majority of them get fulfilled. Like, if you don't know, Durarara has multiple POV characters, and all the way throughout the story, these characters have their storylines and they culminate towards the end. Like, it's not even a comparison point really at this stage. It's always interesting though to see where you can spot where exactly people or what kind of source people read more by the way they talk about what kind of moments they're missing. Let's see. I do like Kaminari telling Izuku to take a bath. Even Fairy Tail managed a huge cast pretty well. Yeah, Fairy Tail managed a huge cast, Fairy Tail had like the first tier characters and then the second tier characters, then bottom tier. Like, they tried to use bottom tier sometimes, but most of the times it was second tier and first tier that was getting a lot. And like with first tier, you got like Natsu, Lucy. I would throw in people like probably Juvia and Gajeel, but then second tier you had people like Laxus and maybe like his personal guard doing stuff as well. Pretty much everyone that was on everyone that got the time skip treatment, that was pretty much the first and second tiers of Fairy Tail. Light novel don't have the same yep, covered that. Not really making a whole lot of Oh, okay, gotcha. I was kind of confused there, White Despair. Okay, not really making a whole lot of sense. Oh, Revenant. Okay, hey, Revenant. Oh, Megan Kirby. No, I think I mentioned I would watch the trailer tomorrow. YouTube account is connected to my Gmail, and every time I email people, I got the dumb name on my profile, so I just changed it to L. So, oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, gotcha, Revenant. Light novel are whole sold instead of chapter by chapter? Yes. Light novel authors that can put out at least 2 volumes a year, so before you know it, they're up to 10 or 12 volumes pretty quickly. Plus, light novel stories have a lot of freedom in general. I know they I know some crazy web novel authors and how fast they put out chapters. There's a web novel that has over 2,800 chapters. That's not that impressive, Gohan. You have to tell me the word count. If you tell me that's like 5,000 word chapters, then I'll be really impressed. But if it's 1,000 word chapters, like right now, the story I'm working on, like I'm at 60,000 words, and that's like one full volume, and then I'm gonna do I'm getting to volume 2, and then I'm gonna start releasing them. Like I'm probably gonna release them towards the end of August on online platforms, but like I wrote the 60,000 in 2 weeks, and that's 60 chapters more or less. Like it's not that hard if I sit down to do it. That's why I'm asking for the 2,800 how many words per chapter, because if they're on web novel, like they probably know the meta. Like on novel sharing platforms, the meta is usually to produce a lot of chapters quickly so that the algorithms pick you up. Like for Royal Road, you have to, if you want to get noticed, you need to be on the front page long enough, and you usually do that by updating your series a lot. Ochip, thoughts on how the villains in Digimon are now testing each of the kids? Yeah, I found that interesting. If I like talking about Algomon, I found that very interesting. And Anime is gone. Hey Terry, let's see. Durara is the perfect of characters or of character stories culminating. Yes, I only know Fairy Tail for the WoW meme. I consider Erza first tier. Oh yeah, I consider Erza first tier as well. I prefer Bakuno to Durara. Oh, fair enough, Speed. Bakuno was nice as well. I'm not sure how many words, just so many chapters. I have to go back and read a few arcs, mainly because I skipped to get to a certain one. Okay. I have to stay away from you guys, or else All for One will hurt you, like just like he did Bakugo. And you know, now I think about it, he hasn't really done much to my friends after all. It's mostly Shigaraki. I'm posting my story on Wattpad apparently. Appreciately 1,300 words a chant. Oh, Going Rogue. What genre was it? Were you doing the mythology one? Okay. What time is it? Okay, so I'll go probably for like another 15 minutes. So my character in this game is just getting out of bed. He's happy. Even the stupid stuff with Nasser seems settled. And of course, I'll keep reading your guys' comments. But no, I think that was quite fun. All the commentary that those guys had. I enjoy always looking at what the other people on anime YouTube are doing. Pretty worthwhile. Maybe I'll cut these videos apart and put up like reaction to Chibi reviews and reaction to King of Lightning or something. Having jogs, pick one and only one. Has Trip talked about how Mineta spent all of chapter 320 rearing up to kick Midoriya to the end right yet? I don't know, man. I don't know if we're gonna get that. But I think he's gonna catch him. Okay. Oh right, I forgot. This thing has music. There we go. Alright, there we go. It is pretty jazzy. So, oh, before Trip, for a new Genshin Impact, I was playing them here, but they were failing that sadly, so I decided to start Genshin. Oh, Sarge, are you still here? Do you have any tips for Genshin players? Oh, excellent. See ya, White Despair, and hopefully we'll have more stuff to talk about tomorrow. But to Revenant, take your time. Don't waste your resin. So don't waste your primo gems to get resin. Meteor Dodgers is an anti-dino slur. But yeah, don't waste your resin. Don't worry too much about artifact domains when you get there. Only do enough artifacts to have your characters equipped with it. But you should only be focusing on artifacts when you get to something called AR40, which is like your world level, or sorry, your level in general. When you get to level 40, when your account gets to level 40, that's when you should worry about the thing called AR40 and artifacts. And then keep an eye out for things as they unlock. You're going to be unlocking a lot of features. You have to watch out for talent for unlocking something called talent books, and I think that's the big thing. Remember to level up talents. Yeah, I might have to make a video for that. I mean, there's other people that made videos, but maybe I might have to make a video for that. I mean, we'll be playing Genshin tomorrow as well, so you can come back and we can talk more about it. What do you think of Inuyasha? I remember watching it when I was 10, and the villains was the most annoying ever. Want him to die so bad. Yeah, wasn't my thing, Ty. Maybe in a future stream you can take a look at one of Ocean's video. I recommend the video on masculinity or his one counting the times Izuku cried. Oh, yeah, okay. Speaking of Mineta, I can't wait to see the fans' reactions when Hori decides to Toriyama the endings and pairs him up with Momo. Yes. I checked out the anime Dormother. It's giving the same Shota Exponessa vibes as Miss Caretaker. Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw the first episode of it too. Not sure if I like it. Collect the many... Oh, yes, Sarge. Yes, very true. Collect as many chests as you can. Okay, so Naomi's waiting for her boyfriend. So, let's see. Something about gardens. I don't really want to go anywhere with this girl, but she's dragging me around. Oh, great. We're seeing the flower beds. Oh, stop dragging... Yeah, I tell her to stop dragging me by the hand, and I just don't want it. But the gardens are very beautiful. This is just like me. This is how I would talk. Gardeners here do a great job. That's great. Oh, they have a gardening club. So something's on this girl's mind. I can't shake the feeling. And she keeps talking about these flowers. And, okay, she's about to cry, I think. Oh, is she coming on to me? I start to wonder to myself. I want to ask, she's upset about something, but is that even the right thing of me to do? Sure. Let's ask. What's going on with this girl? Something's bothering her, probably. Well, okay, she's working her way up to it. She's worried about her boyfriend. And I wonder what's wrong with him, but she's saying that nothing's wrong. And, okay. He worries too much for that sister. So, is she jealous? She seems to be jealous about his sister. I just like him to relax a bit more, she supposes. Is that selfish of her to say? I don't think so. Oh, and I'd never had a girlfriend, so I can't even imagine what this is like. So, it'd be inconsiderate to be constantly worried in front of her. Yeah, okay. She doesn't have a boyfriend trying to get you, jealous idiot. The game is pretty much the character from The Land Before Time went to school, yes. Oh wait, I missed a few comments. Let's see. 1 or 2 more characters will carry your team. There is not enough resource to level up everyone. Oh, that's a good one, L. There's not enough resources, so only focus on one character at the beginning, until you have a little bit more to focus on a team of 4. Hope Suyu has more to do next chapter. Cross my fingers. She confesses next chapter would make Horikoshi my favorite. Agreed, Tai. If Suyu comes in there and comes in for the kiss, I'll be like, oh my god. A good try, BF, but I don't know how well that'll work out. L, it'll work for a little bit at the beginning, I think. She doesn't have a boy. Okay, I got that. People and try. F2. Free to play is the eternal grind in every game. Yes. So she just wanted to share. She just wanted to vent. And I'm like, nah, it's alright. So she checks her phone and jumps up a bit. Okay, she's gonna be late. She still needs to check in at the front desk. Okay. Tour will have to end here for us. It was fine, and my allergies didn't flare. And for those that don't know, my allergies are smoke, dust, and humidity. And now apparently flowers. Well, actually, no, not flowers, because that's not my allergies. So I should be going to the homeroom soon. So I'm walking down the hallway. It's all starting to become familiar to me. Oh. Huh. That's a design. And then the girl shows up. Oh, wait. Sorry. The pterodactyl. So this is Nasser's sister. She looks lost. Oh, maybe she looks confused, or maybe a mix of the two. Either way, there's something on her mind. I can't help but think that must be how I looked on my first day. But it was my first day of school. She had been going here all year. What's her excuse then? Yeah. Either way, it doesn't look like she recognizes me. Oh, see ya. Oh, yeah, L's gone. I got that. Where is Uraraka? She's as invisible as Mineta in Toru last chapter. Mineta is at least getting ready. Yeah, Uraraka's probably going to have a big moment. Uraraka and Mineta and going to rain down balls down onto Izuku. Oh, that's a good idea. Like, actually, that could be it. Imagine Suyu doesn't go for the kiss till she sees Izuku trying to climb out of the ice and she just lunges her tongue into his mouth. That'd be a way to stop him. Yes, it would be. It would be. I would hope to see that. I'd be quite alright if that went down, man. Like, I'd be into it. It's homeroom in 15 minutes. If Suyu came in and said, like, she's the one that's pregnant, I'd be alright with that too. Can you imagine? Izuku, I'm pregnant. And he's like, what? And then she's like, yeah, it's contact. It's contact. I like make contact with your sweater or something like that. And then Izuku's too freaked out, and then Bakugo shows up and AP shots him. Oh, she feels movie-like. Interesting, like an act. Day 4, Anon. Day 4. What the heck? Why is she scratching herself? Is she a junkie? Oh, she have anxiety? Oh god, don't come any closer. God, she's very close to me. Oh, I don't want to get shanked by a junkie pterodactyl. That's a good one. You, skinny. Yeah? She asked me where they went. I don't know who these people are. Dinosaurs? No, yellow hoodie, red hair, pink tail, hair buns. Is that one no, multiple. I don't know who these people are. I don't know where they went. Alright, she's gone. Cool. I seem to have this effect on women. I call them poison pheromones. But it's relieving that she didn't recognize me. Guess Nasser didn't tell her. The staccato of the bell signals my tardiness for class. My class with Naomi. Oh god. Please make Naomi miss homeroom today. God, please. Froppy kisses Izuku and snapped him out of his funk and breaks Ochako's heart just before she was going to confess. Oh, that'd be great. They pass until 4th period science class. I find a seat near the back of the room and watch the clock hands tick down the remaining few seconds to the bell. Right before the tone, one last student rushes in out of breath. Oh god, it's Naomi. Oh wait, no, it's that girl again. Guess we should have period 2 on the first day, didn't notice. She strays across the room, taking her seat without a word. Nobody even acknowledges her. She must be a loser. Here she was, completely being left alone or ignored. Seems almost worse than getting laughed at. Lingering chatter in the room dies out as the teacher stands from his desk, moving to the front. Oh! Dr. Farnsworth! Oh my god! What wonderful time to see him here! Today we'll be having a lab of magnetic fields. Find a partner and get prepared. Oh, I hope I get to partner up with the girl. Oh, sorry, pterodactyl. My heart sank as those dreaded words passed my ears. Find a partner. I know it's pointless, but at least I have to try. Maybe someone was out sick. With my luck, though, I'll probably just end up with that fossil of a teacher. With everyone else already starting on the assignment, I resign myself to working twice as hard. Hurry up, Mr. Anon. Your partner is waiting for you. What? Very well. Fang, if you'd be so kind to sit next to your new partner. Okay, I'm sitting next to the pterodactyl. Wow, she is still designed very differently than everyone else. DEFCON level 2. There's a femoid with arms distance looking at me. Deploy all spaghetti lockdown measures. Oh my god. Thanks, you too. Shit, recovery maneuvers now. I screwed up. I said something stupid to the girl. I mean, hey, not much you. Chad recovery successful. I'm such a Chad, guys. I'm such a Chad. None of your business. Just do the damn assignment and don't bother me. Okay, never mind. Now imagine if Ochako tells Izuku she's dating Bakugo now, and Bakugo just plays along to mess with him. Oh my god, this is the best. Imagine Izuku retaliates and Ochako pulls a sports player fake out and pretends she got really hurt and they use that to get the drop. Oh, that'd be good too. Would love if Izuku said he doesn't care about that and she's just like, well damn you, ain't have to be like that. Sam can't, so you can't even stay pregnant, and Izuku immediately looks at Mineta and says, what do you do? Good news, everybody. Or good news, everyone. Okay, so you upset right now or something? What was your first clue? Last time I'll say it. Just do the assignment. Don't bother me. Dick? No, you do the assignment. Okay, got to keep cool-headed. I said that internally. So this assignment then. With that, we open our books and start trying to decipher who Lorenz is and why his force is magnetic. Lorenz was very attractive. Things are going well for the first few questions. I remember a bit of it from that one time I tried to make a railgun. I tried to make a railgun too. I tried to do it for school. It melted. Because you were running high voltage through it, so it melted the electricity. Oh, sorry, it melted the electricity. It melted the metal, sorry. The electrical conduits, it melted the electrical conduits. My mistake, it's late. Melted the electricity. I should put that into a story. How are you two doing so far? Farnsworth said. We are fine, Dr. Farnsworth. I see. And you, Anon? Yeah, what she said. Why is he making that face? I turned to Fang and asked what the deal is, and... Oh. Oh dear. Mistakes have been made. She? Oh. Yes? Oh, Raptor, Jesus Almighty, this is the absolute worst case scenario. I am non-binary. Oh boy, here we go. How's it supposed to know something so trivial to set something like this off? Well, I can't bring myself to say anything. Oh, so that's how it's gonna be, huh? Fang? You think you can just spit in my face and then give me the cold shoulder? Well, you're a dick. Like, you know, you're a dick. You were making me do that assignment all by myself. You're a dick. I'm sorry, but you're a dick. I'll have you know. I like how Dr. Ferns was able to just stop her, though. I feel like the world stopped. All eyes are on Fang. And in Fang's eye, I see something flash briefly. Judging by those exaggerated movements and the eloquent speech, this is something that she'd been practicing. This was supposed to be a big moment where she stopped an evil bigot, and the whole class would clap. In all her planning and practice, she made one crucial error. Nobody cared. Oh man, this is pretty brutal. Consider stepping into the hall for a moment. Fang is quick to exit the room. Dr. Ferns returns a sympathetic look towards me. Forgive the man. You must understand that Fang is experiencing issues. What the fact? Okay, let's see. She blew up at me when I called her a she. She was already upset about something before. Okay, is she upset about the concert the other day? Looks like I pushed Fang over the edge. Well, that was unfortunate. What do you think of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel game? Well, I saw it and I'm interested. I will keep an eye on it to see how it performs. I didn't look at the trailer. I only saw an article. Pokemon is coming out soon. Yeah, it's going to be out tomorrow, random. I already have it pre-installed. I'm just waiting for it to activate. What is more likely to happen if Mineta was named #1 pro hero? Bakugo goes to jail for murdering the people who choose, or Yao going to hospital due to a heart attack? I don't think Bakugo cares. I kind of want the Futurama and Rick and Morty crossover. They already had them do a couch gag on The Simpsons. Trip, are you sure you weren't planning on making this exact game in some other timeline? It's just literally just your life with the dinosaur twist. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, there's some weird things going on here, man. Like, the railgun in particular is like really interesting. Oh, she came back to apologize. Fang came back to apologize. Great. Don't worry about it, girl. Don't worry about it, Fang. Now think about it, something's off. Fang claims to be, but the clothes they wear are clearly provocative. It's almost like Fang's showing off her femininity. Then why? Why would someone be wearing revealing clothes in contradiction to their identity? I don't think these are questions that should be asked. Like, ooh, it's almost like they're looking for ooh. I recall memories of a slightly younger Anon running around school with a cape, pilot goggles. Oh, that's cute. And 3 plastic katanas. That wasn't me. Ha! That was not me. I did not do that. Quick way to get sent to the principal's office. Fang asked her if I'm even listening to Fang. Do what now? I wasn't paying attention. Fang could tell. Fang mutters as they turn back to the assignment. You've been staring at me for the past 5 minutes, freak. Okay. Yeah. Our current social standing, we're probably going to be working together a lot more. Do I want to be sassy? Do I dislike Fang? Do I want to be a smartass? Would I be a smartass in real life? Well, in real life, I wouldn't be caught in this situation. In real life, I know how to talk to all my coworkers. In real life, I'm the one giving the sensitivity training. In real life, I'm the one telling people to be mindful of others. I do training. Well, I did training when I was working during the busy seasons. I wrote the training manuals. I also did the training. Oh, yeah, you're right. Save the game. You're right. You're right. We can always come back if it goes really, really bad. No one cared. The Foundation attacked. Yeah. I wish Monster Porn... I read that wrong. Monster Prom was on the Switch. There will be an We entered into the system thinking there was some huge error. She just called you all loser buddies. Your future self's trying to get you off your own trail so you don't realize that you were the creator of the game. Save the game. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's too early to be sassy. You just met it. Nah, man. I gotta be sassy. Sorry, Fang. I should have known from your feminine appearance and dress that you were in fact non-binary. Oh, I need to go for it. Don't owe you... Oh, that's a good... Non-binary people don't owe you androgyny. Yeah, that's really... Yeah, yeah. Doesn't seem like that's something she wants to hear right now. Sibling. Right, sorry. Okay, so I'm like... My character's just gonna keep going for it. There's a brief pause until Fang speaks up again. Nasser's her baby brother. Why do you ask? I was just curious. Nasser's been helping me settle into the school. Of course he did. Just wish he'd keep out of their business. Yeah, so she's very upset about Nasser, and I'm thinking about him. It's more that he worries about a bit too much for that sister of his. Well, Naomi, that's really reductive of you. He told me about what happened the other day. Sorry to hear something like that happen to you and your band, I say to the girl. Fang. And Fang is pretty chilly. I don't know. My shoes seem more interesting than the conversation at hand. Yes, I am looking down my shoes. Just think it's messed up. People would go to a show just to laugh at you. Feh. Guess you aren't that awful. Oh no, I'm not, unlike every other guy in the school. Yeah, I'm not the worst. The rest of the period passed in between continued small talk with Fang. Fang seemed to be controlling the conversation though. When the bell rang, Fang whipped out their phone and immediately started tapping away. I was asking her, was she going to go to her next class? And who cares about being late? Then I left. Fifth period was mathematics. You should choose. Imagine if that existed in real life. Learning social sensitivity wouldn't have costed me many friends. Oh, this choice. Oh, Skelly knows. Oh, hey, this guy. Skelly knows all the choices that matter. That's it. That's not fair. To Miguel, imagine that existed in real life. Learning social sensitivity wouldn't have cost me many friends. Miguel, that makes me really sad to hear. Yeah, like thinking about it, like probably learning how to talk to people. That's probably like a worthwhile skill to learn instead of social studies. You know, if I think about like classes that are worthwhile, you know, it's probably like automotive, electrical technology, business studies, probably like yeah, social studies was just a waste of time, like honestly. Probably the biggest waste of time. Learning how to take care of a baby was also a pretty giant, well yeah, home ec. Home ec was a pretty giant waste of time. Would have rather go learn how to talk to people, like public speaking class or something like that. Yeah, I waited till after you made the choice to tell you. Yeah, thanks, Skel. I'm glad though, because that makes me feel a lot better, Skel. All right, so Mr. Carl is very upset, man. Like, holy crap, man, he's really cursing at me. One social disaster after another. Oh, I slid out of my chair and I went up to the thing trying to decipher the rooms I expected to make sense of. Only I never made it to the whiteboard. 3 rows down, my foot catches on a loose backup. Oh, jeez, I fell down. I fell sideways and there was a cold, hard desk in the way to catch my fall. They chuckled at me as I tried to get back up. Dude. You're on my desk, man. Oh, Reed. He must be the most popular boy in the class. My sense of return, I quickly got up, picking up and returning the pencil that flew to the floor in a flurry of apologies. Then I recognized just whose desk I fell on. The drummer. Oh, it's the burnout. Oh, hey, Puzzle and Dragons. Let's see. I'm gonna make like easy. Oh, see ya, Terry. I took a speech class once. Hated it. Oh yeah, and I'm playing Snoot Game. Did you learn how to pay taxes and other economic things? No. I learned. So in business studies, I learned about taxes in general, and I learned how to depreciate certain assets, and I learned how to not pay taxes. Like I learned how to make your cost go in a particular direction, like to make the balance book even out to like making no net profit. I learned that the different types of businesses that you could have to reduce liability. I learned how to not get sued, like, you know, the difference between sole ownership, limited and unlimited liability. Yeah, man, it was good. Good night, Matt. Oh, we'll go for like 5 more minutes and then we'll call it a night. Public speaking class would have been torture, but the good type of torture since I can't communicate as an adult. Yeah, like me too. We didn't have a public speaking class, but we had Toastmasters as an extracurricular. But that was something that was attended by both adults and kids, or like, you know, teenagers. I kind of regret not going Toastmasters because I feel like it could have helped me improve some of my speaking ability. But, you know, yeah, it's never too late. Like, you could go and try to learn. After let's see, Mr. Carl gave me a nod. And I turned around and went to my seat and I froze. Right there in the front row is the last member of the band. Oh, good God, Trish. I stumble back to my desk and Carl gives each row a stack of papers to pass back. Here's the homework covering today's lesson. Use page 279. I'll give you the last 15 dang minutes of the class to work with your dang peers. Mr. Carl returned to his desk and pulled out a math book with a monthly romance novel crudely stuffed into it, with very detailed centerfold with the way he turned it sideways. Looking ahead to Reed's desk, he'd been joined by Trish, who was trying to get him started. I think I can feel their eyes following me. Back at my desk, I glanced over the math sheet. Page 279, right? Looks like I finally get to use that phone book of a math textbook. Where is it? I opened my backpack instead of my math textbook. It's the Saturnia Collector's Edition art book I splurged on yesterday. Excellent. I grabbed the wrong book this morning. Is someone playing a sick joke? How could I bring this to school? Something bounced off my head and lands on my desk. It's enough to snap me back to reality. I shoved my backpack under my desk, furiously zipping it. On my desk, a balled up wad of paper. Oh great, I was hoping to avoid these chain notes. I unfurled the ball to read a notice. I can only imagine what's on the other side. Someone's probably cursing me or telling me to... Oh, Jesus Christ. Look up. I look up and see the purple one waving me over. Oh, good God. Grab my stuff, I shuffle over to the duo. I'm not ready for this. Sup, compadre? Oh God. Sup. See, he's my class partner, so I look out for him. Oh good God, Trish, I didn't do anything. How are you looking out for your class partner, Anon? Enforcing social contract, having good conduct and mutual respect so you can leave class and go on with your life? What's this about? Am I about to be shanked? A certain friend of mine is partnered with you in science, right? Oh, Jesus Christ. Is this an inquisition by the mob? You mean Fank? They just messaged me before class, said they had to be partnered with a skinny bigot, then proceeded to show them. I had a feeling you'd be him. Okay, I'm not that skinny. I'm not that skinny. My arms are as thick as branches. Am I gonna have to tolerate humiliation from these meteor dodgers too? My head is starting to hurt. Hopefully we can just get started on these math exercises. Yeah, that was me. I apologize though. Oh, good. Trish appreciated it. So they're Fang's best friends. Uh-huh. Chip, what's your opinion on what GB said that, like, what happened to Toga and being... Oh, Mega, we covered this. Mega, we were talking about this, and this is a point I've made before too with Villain Academia, is that the tension is gone. But yeah, no, we talked about this. I'll be uploading the video later. League episodes. Okay, let's see. Did the MC know that moment that Fang was non-binary? No, the MC wasn't. The MC keeps slipping up there with it, but at the beginning he didn't know. I took so many speech for my minor. Sorry, storytelling was a fun class. I was even on a radio show. Ty, that is so cool, man. Red alert. Yeah, I'm not telling anyone. And I find out where I was a few days ago. I'm Anon. I'm a human. I got here Monday. That's all. We want to know where you're from. What have you been doing since you got here? If you have any friends. I've been doing nothing. I really don't care about friends. She didn't look very convinced by the answer. Right. Okay. Yeah, I know Nasser. Oh, I saw you with that slut Naomi earlier. Oh, wow. You guys are really wonderful people, aren't ya? They were the welcome. They helped me with getting settled. Nothing besides that. Right. Didn't Nasser or Naomi invite you to anything or... No, don't remember. Okay. Sorry. roommate. It's already late, so we're gonna call it there. Ooh, woke them up. Okay, I didn't realize I was talking that loudly. Probably just save that. Oh, God, I feel bad. Anyway, guys, we're gonna start wrapping it up here, because it's almost a timeline there, and we'll call it a night. I feel bad. Dang it. Anyway. Let's see. So I will start saying the good nights to Ty, Viz, Mega, Matt, Random, Skell, Mark, and yeah, Sam, Terry, Miguel. Yeah, guys. We'll be. Anon is an asshole and kind of gets it wrong since he doesn't care about Fang's feelings. Not sure how much is him messing up, how much is intentionally calling them a she. Oh, okay. Gotcha, gotcha. All right, guys. Thanks for being here, and yeah, till next time. I hope you have an absolutely great night. Ending the stream when I find the stream end button. Ending the stream in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Till next time, everybody.